Osafo, I don't know first time I'm already visit over 18 subscriber to no so.
There. Now, this is it. 33.3 billion allocation to the education sector. It talks about the phasing out of the double track system. Here's the breakdown. In the main budget, the headline allocation of 33.3 is what you heard yesterday. The main budget has some detail. 2 million monodecks will be provided. New textbooks for 4 million basic learners. School feeding program expansion, and government, from what the finance minister gave in the main budget, the full details. Kindergartens, primary, junior high schools, number of them will be built, and then bungalows for teachers and toilets as well. And this is a major part of what they made, the promise that they made to teachers as well. The teacher, the concern also about the housing, that's the housing for teachers, low housing cost, and then the free housing as well, that that they talked about. And then also the 4.2 billion allocation to senior high schools to end double track in 2 years, complete 30 abandoned E-blocks, upgrade 30 category C schools to category B. Now, this is not the only one. Quite a number of things as well in the sector. No fee stress, 537 million allocated to no fee stress. That is the payment of the fees for, as academic fees for first year students across the tertiary institutions, 25 million free for persons with disabilities in the tertiary institution, those who gain admission to the tertiary institution, 207 million Ghana cedis allocated for teacher allowance. Dr. Peter Partianti is the executive director of the Institute for Education Studies, joining us on Zoom right now. Dr. Anti, 2 years, in 2 years, this double track will be phased out. And it's one area that you have been quite passionate about, and hearing this captured in the budget as well, and knowing that a number of these E-blocks have not been completed. This is an intention captured in the budget. How are you going to track to ensure that this is implemented?
Thank you very much, Alfred, and good evening to your viewers. First and foremost, I would want to say that this year's education sector budget looks promising. There seems to be a deliberate attempt to improve infrastructure, increase access, and ensure that there's equity distribution of educational resources within the education sector. And for that, I would applaud the minister, and the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Education for the thoughtfulness they have shown towards the sector this year. It's also refreshing to hear that the double track has been planned to be phased out in the next 2 years. We all know that the double track was a short-term measure to ensure that the number of students that were supposed to be in secondary schools were given the opportunity to do so. And within that period, we were supposed to expand infrastructure and ensure that we are able to accommodate all the numbers as they enter the secondary education. We could not do that over the past 5 to 7 years, and now the current administration is looking at ending it. It's a welcoming news. I would want to see how they walk the talk. We want to see how they would implement this. Already, they are indicating some expansion in category C schools, which is very welcoming. Initially, when the minister spoke, he was talking about 10 category B schools and then 10 category C schools. But now in the budget, we are hearing 30 category C schools to be upgraded, 10 category B schools to be upgraded, and then some category A schools will also be upgraded. This is very welcoming, and I think that if they follow through with what they are planning to do in terms of secondary school infrastructure, we will be able to bring the double track to an end.
Finance Minister said in terms of the allocation to the education sector. Take a look.
The Speaker, I now take you to education. The Speaker, we recognize education as a transformative tool and a catalyst for social mobility. We will deepen our investment in education, especially on infrastructure, to cultivate a generation of informed global citizens. Right Honorable Speaker, we have developed a program, a 2-year program, to end double track. Mr. Speaker, education is the ladder by which nations climb to prosperity. And for Ghana, the ladder must be strong, wide, and within the reach of every child. Government is embarking on a bold and transformative initiative to upgrade, modernize, and expand access to secondary education across the country, ensuring that every Ghanaian child, regardless of background or location, can learn, grow, and succeed. Right Honorable Speaker, many schools are overcrowded and others lack the infrastructure or resources to deliver quality education. As a result of this, the previous administration introduced the double track system, which have adversely affected the academic calendar and the quality of our education. Mr. Speaker, government is rolling out a 2-year program to end the double track system in our secondary schools. We will expand infrastructure, enhance quality, and improve access. This program will eliminate the double track system and ensure that every child can attend school full-time in dignity and in safety.
The disbursement is the most important aspect of it, to ensure that this is actually done. You see, and that's where you, as civil society, also come in, and we, the media, are all playing that oversight role, demanding accountability to ensure that what is said that will be done is actually done. You
exactly.
Look at and that's why I was asking about, in terms of that role of accountability, what you are going to be doing, because yes, you've lauded government, but beyond that, then what?
Yeah, we would have to follow through to ensure that there's budget credibility in terms of disbursement. We would have to follow through to ensure that the schools that are supposed to be selected are schools that really need that kind of help. That is why I said this year's budget also try to fulfill some equity principles. We would have to do the hard work to track these promises to ensure that the money is disbursed and disbursed on time. That is very, very important, so that we'll be able to see a drastic change in terms of infrastructure at the secondary school front. So the
Obetime de waje nkyere aba e comment section honom. Na no first time e ma wura bi se obeyite subscribe button no so. Makramo